Hey everyone, welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into something a little unexpected. Building a killer brand identity, but for an electrical engineering business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, you send over this guide, and honestly, I was surprised by how much there is to think about.
Yeah.
It's not just about, wiring and circuits. There's a whole strategic side to it.
Yeah.
And whether you're an electrician thinking of starting your own business, or just interested in how companies build strong brands,
Hmm.
I think we're going to uncover some pretty interesting stuff today. We're talking color psychology, crafting a compelling brand story, even even using TikTok to showcase electrical expertise.
Oh, wow. TikTok for
I
electricians.
know, right? Who would have thought?
That's fascinating. It is. It's like you wouldn't think branding is critical
Yeah.
for a field that's all about, technical skills, but this guide really argues that it's just as important for electricians as for any other business.
Yeah, and it makes sense when you think about it. Like when
Mm.
you need an electrician, you're not just picking a random name out of a hat, right?
Right.
You want someone who seems professional,
Yeah.
trustworthy, like they know what they're doing.
Exactly. Especially when you're letting someone into your home to work on essential systems. You want that reassurance. So a strong brand builds that credibility,
Hmm.
that trust, and it helps attract those right clients and helps set you up for success in a competitive industry.
The guide really hammers on those points.
Yeah.
Building trust,
Hmm.
attracting those high-quality clients. It even says a strong brand can impact long-term growth. Things like commanding higher prices,
Mm.
attracting better talent, even securing more favorable contracts.
That's interesting.
It is.
It's almost like investing in a high quality toolkit. The right tools not only make the job easier, but also allow you to take on more complex and profitable
I
projects.
love that analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's dive into the guide's advice. It starts with defining your brand persona,
Okay.
and this is where it gets really interesting. First, you have to figure out your core values, those principles that will be the foundation of your entire business.
Right. So it's about more than just making money. It's about aligning your business with what you believe in. The guide mentions things like reliability, safety, innovation, and even sustainability as examples for an electrical engineering business.
It's like establishing your own code of ethics, right?
Exactly.
And it can attract clients who share those same values. But the guide goes beyond just values. It also talks about crafting a mission and a vision statement.
Oh, yeah, the mission and vision statement. So the
Yeah.
mission statement is like your here and now, what your company does and why it exists. It's your elevator pitch, explaining your purpose concisely and in a compelling way. The guide actually gives an example. Our mission is to provide cutting-edge, energy-efficient electrical solutions that ensure safety and sustainability for homes and businesses.
I like that. It's clear,
Mm.
concise, it's all the right notes. And then the vision statement that's more about the future, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's the big aspirational goal, the picture of where you want your business to be long-term.
Okay, so we've got our foundation, our core values dot mission dot vision. What's next in building this brand persona?
Oh, you got to understand your audience. It's like wiring a circuit, right? You need to know what you're connecting to before you start.
That's a good way to put it. So are you targeting homeowners
Mm-hmm.
who need help with basic wiring and installations?
Yeah.
Or are you going after businesses or contractors for larger scale projects? Maybe you're specializing in smart home technology
Mm.
or renewable energy solutions.
Yeah, those are all great examples. Knowing your audience shapes everything, from how you communicate to what services you offer.
It's like speaking different languages. You need to use the right words and tone to connect with the specific group you're trying to reach.
Exactly.
So once you have a handle on who your ideal client is, then you can move on to defining your unique value proposition.
Ah, yes, the unique value proposition.
This is where you figure out what makes your electrical engineering business stand out from the competition.
Right, think of it like a circuit breaker. A circuit breaker protects a home from electrical overload. Your value proposition protects your business by highlighting what makes you uniquely valuable.
Okay, I like that. So how do we actually go about defining that value proposition?
The guide suggests asking yourself some key questions. What problem do you solve better than anyone else? Why should customers choose you over the competition? What makes your service exceptional?
Okay, those are good questions. But can you give me an example of what a strong value proposition might look like for an electrician?
Absolutely. So the guide uses this one. We provide fast, reliable, and energy-efficient electrical engineering solutions with a 100% safety guarantee and compliance with all industry standards.
Okay, so it hits on speed, reliability, efficiency, safety, compliance. all things potential clients would find valuable.
Mm,
But you could tailor this to your specific niche, right?
absolutely.
That's really helpful. I love how it goes beyond just stating what you do. It emphasizes the benefits and reassurances that clients are looking for. So, okay, we have this solid understanding of our brand persona and what makes us unique.
Mm.
Now we're ready to start bringing it to life visually. Okay, so we've got like the foundation of our brand all figured out: core values, mission, vision, target audience, unique value proposition. Now it's time to make it visual.
Right. We're moving from the blueprint to the actual construction of how people see your business. And the first thing that the guide tackles is the logo.
Okay, I can already hear some listeners rolling their eyes,
Yeah.
thinking a logo for an electrician.
All right.
But the guide makes a really good point about why it's so important. It's more than just a pretty design, it's a visual shortcut to your brand identity.
Exactly.
It needs to be simple, memorable, and instantly communicate something about your business.
Yeah, and the guide even suggests incorporating like electrical elements into the design. Things like lightning bolts or circuits or plugs.
Okay, so like a literal light bulb.
Well, not necessarily a literal light bulb, but it's about being subtle, reinforcing what you do without being too on the nose.
I see what you mean.
Think about the Apple logo. Simple apple with the bite taken out of it, instantly recognizable. It hints at the idea of knowledge and information.
So for an electrician, maybe like a stylized lightning bolt that forms the letter E or something.
Exactly. It's about being creative, finding a way to visually represent your brand that's both memorable and relevant.
Okay, so along with the design itself, the guide dives into color psychology.
Oh, yeah, color psychology. The idea that different colors evoke different emotions and perceptions.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. The guide breaks down specific colors and what they represent. And I have to admit, I'm totally fascinated by this stuff. Like blue, for example, because blue is often associated with trust, reliability, and professionalism.
Yeah, which makes sense, especially for a field like electrical engineering, where safety and expertise are so important. You want to project that sense of calm competence. Think about how a homeowner might feel seeing an electrician arrive in a crisp blue uniform versus like a bright orange one.
It's interesting. The blue just feels more reassuring,
Yes.
like you can trust them to handle your electrical system. Speaking of orange, the guide says it's linked to energy and innovation.
Yeah, I can see that working for a company that specializes in cutting-edge electrical solutions, maybe something like smart home technology or renewable energy.
It's bold, attention-grabbing. It says we're pushing boundaries.
What about colors like black and gray? I feel like I see those a lot in tech-related branding.
Yeah, you're right. They often signify strength, sophistication, a modern, high-tech feel.
Yeah.
They project that image of precision and expertise. And then, of course, there's green, which seems like such a natural choice for a business that emphasizes sustainability and eco-friendly solutions.
Absolutely. Green is almost universally associated with nature, growth, eco-consciousness.
It can be a really powerful way to visually communicate your commitment to those values. So it's not just about picking your favorite color. It's a strategic decision. You want to choose colors that align with your core values and target audience and evoke the right emotions and perceptions. Now, the guide also stresses the importance of consistency in branding.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's not just about the logo and the colors, it's about maintaining that cohesive look and feel across all of your marketing materials.
Absolutely. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't use different types of bricks and mortar for each wall. You want everything to fit together seamlessly to create a unified structure.
Okay, so we're talking about business cards, brochures, websites, social media profiles.
Exactly. It's about creating that consistent brand experience for your customers. No matter where they encounter you, you know if your logo looks different on your website than it does on your business card. It can be jarring, make you appear less professional.
Yeah, like going to a restaurant
Yeah.
and seeing the wait staff wearing mismatched uniforms.
Right?
You'd question their attention to detail.
Yeah.
And overall professionalism.
Exactly. And that visual consistency helps build trust and recognition.
So, okay, we've got the visual side of branding covered. What about the actual message that we're communicating?
Well, that's where we move from the visual to the verbal, crafting a brand voice that resonates with your audience.
The guide talks about this idea of a brand voice. What exactly does that mean?
It's basically the personality and the tone of your brand's communication.
Okay.
Are you going for professional and technical or friendly and approachable?
I guess it depends on your target audience. If you're targeting businesses for large-scale projects, you might want a more formal and technical tone. But if you're going after homeowners for smaller jobs, A friendly and approachable tone might work better.
Exactly. It's about aligning your communication style with the people you're trying to reach.
So just like with visual elements, consistency is key.
Right. You want that same voice to come through in everything you do, from your website copy to your social media posts to how you answer the phone.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond just a general tone, how do you actually make your brand's message compelling?
The guide emphasizes the power of storytelling.
Oh, I love a good story.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see how that applies to branding. What kind of story should an electrician tell?
The guide suggests a really interesting structure. Start with your origin story, how you got started in the electrical industry.
Oh,
Maybe you were inspired by a family member who was an electrician. Or maybe you had some pivotal experience that ignited your passion for the field.
I like that. It makes you relatable, humanizes your brand.
Then you move on to your journey of growth, how you established your expertise.
Okay.
Share some of the challenges you faced, the lessons you learned, the milestones you achieved along the way.
It's about showcasing your experience
Yeah,
and demonstrating your commitment to the craft.
exactly. And then finally, you bring it all together by highlighting what makes your services unique and why customers should choose you.
Okay.
It's about connecting your personal story to the value you offer and leaving people with a clear understanding of what sets you apart.
So it's not just about listing your qualifications. It's about creating a narrative that people can connect with emotionally. People want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. And a well-crafted brand story can really build that connection.
Now, the guide also talks about creating taglines, those short, catchy phrases that capture the essence of your brand.
Taglines. I always get stuck on those.
Well, the guide provides some examples for electrical businesses, like powering the future safely, or innovative electrical solutions trusted by you.
Okay, those are good starting points. But it's important to think about your specific target audience and what would resonate with them.
Right.
So if you're targeting eco-conscious homeowners, maybe a tagline like sustainable power for a brighter future would be more effective.
Exactly.
So it's about finding a phrase that's memorable, that captures your unique value proposition, and speaks directly to the needs and desires of your ideal client. Okay, so we've covered the visual identity, the brand voice, storytelling, taglines. What's next on our branding journey?
Well, in today's world, a strong online presence is non-negotiable. We need to talk about building a website and leveraging social media.
Yeah, it's like we've built this amazing house, but no one knows the address.
Exactly.
So let's talk about building that strong online presence. And the guide starts with your website. It calls it your virtual storefront,
Right.
which makes total sense. It's often the first impression potential clients will have. What are some key elements that make a website really work?
Well, it needs to be visually appealing, easy to navigate, of course, clear, concise language that describes your services, and don't forget to showcase those customer testimonials and case studies we talked about earlier.
Right. It's all about building that trust, showing potential clients that others have had good experiences with you.
Exactly, but just having a great website isn't enough. You need people to be able to find it, and that's where SEO comes in.
Yes, SEO. I know it's important, but honestly, I find it a little mysterious. Can you break it down for us?
Sure, it's all about using the right keywords. So when people search for electrical services online, your website shows up at the top of the search results.
Okay, so instead of just electrician, you're being more specific.
Exactly. The guide recommends using keywords like certified electrician in your city or best electrical engineering services near me.
So it's those long tail keywords that people are actually typing in.
Right. You want to think like your potential customer. Put yourself in their shoes. How would they search for you?
Okay, makes sense.
But SEO is only one piece of the online puzzle. Social media is another powerful tool.
Social media for electricians. I'm not sure I'm seeing it.
Well, think about it. Platforms like Facebook and Instagram, they're great for sharing behind-the-scenes content, photos and videos of your work.
So it's about showcasing your skills and your expertise in a way that's visual.
Exactly. People love to see the process, the before and after shots, the finished projects.
It also makes you more relatable. Like people see the faces behind the business.
What about other platforms like LinkedIn or even TikTok?
Okay, TikTok for electricians. I never thought I'd say that.
It's all about being creative. Think quick tips on electrical safety, DIY projects, or even showcasing the cool tools and technology you use.
It's meeting people where they are, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, even TikTok, and providing value in a way that's engaging.
Right, and by building this multifaceted online presence, you're not just reaching more clients, you're also solidifying your position as a trusted expert.
Which brings us to that last point in the guide. Becoming an industry leader.
Yes.
It's taking your expertise beyond just marketing and establishing yourself as a thought leader.
Exactly. Think about those experts you see quoted in articles or giving presentations at industry events. They've built that reputation.
So how can an electrician achieve that?
Well, it could involve speaking at those industry events, contributing to trade publications, being active in online forums and discussions.
So it's about sharing your knowledge
Yeah.
and insights in a way that's valuable to others.
Exactly. And building relationships is crucial too. Networking with other professionals, joining industry associations, attending trade shows, it all contributes to your reputation and credibility.
And of course, don't forget the power of social proof. Those testimonials, case
Yeah.
studies, online reviews.
Right. It's like having a chorus of satisfied customers vouching for you.
So it's being proactive, letting your work speak for itself,
Yeah.
and giving potential clients that extra reassurance.
Exactly. But building a brand, it's not a one-time thing.
It's an ongoing process, right?
Absolutely. The world is constantly changing. Your brand needs to evolve and adapt.
It's like tending a garden. You need to nurture it, make adjustments as needed.
Monitor your brand's performance, track your website traffic and social media engagement, and be open to adjusting your strategies.
Okay, so stay flexible, stay curious, never stop learning.
Exactly.
Wow, this has been a really electrifying deep dive into the world of electrical engineering branding.
I know, right?
We covered everything from defining those core values to building an online presence to becoming an industry leader.
It's amazing how much goes into building a strong brand, even for a field that seems purely technical at first.
But it's about so much more than just technical skills. It's about building trust, creating a compelling story, connecting with people on an emotional level.
And it's an ongoing journey.
So for our listeners out there, what's one thing you can do this week to start building or improving your brand?
It could be something small. Brainstorming your core values, updating your LinkedIn profile, even sketching out some ideas for a new logo.
Remember, every journey starts with a single step. So get out there, start experimenting, and see what sparks fly. And as always, we encourage you to dive deeper into the source material we discussed today. Until next time, keep those knowledge circuits buzzing.